nalipa tax na hata siwezi afford kupanda taxi. Kwa banki sina kakitu, siwezi afford hata shati. Maji nanywa ya kanjo yako ya chupa za mapambo. Nalipia mtoto wako elimu ya bure ya juu. Unanipa ya bure lakini ya utu. Oh no. So nitapata wapi majibu ya maswali? Mahindi lienda wapi? Pia shilingi ya shule za msingi. Paula mtume, mbona jela usimtume? Lazima abuniwe tume. Lazima abuniwe tume. Mapenzi ndizo hali mabasa tulificha kwa kabati. Kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. Tulimangamanga mpaka za maded I say. Lazima abuniwe tume. Lazima abuniwe tume. Oh. Sheria. Oh. Sheria. Sheria. Fuata. Sheria. Sheria. Oh, oh. Sheria. Yeah, yeah. Fuata. Sheria. 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 Oh, oh. Fuata. Sheria. Sheria. Pia wewe mwananchi, tabia zako ziko chini. Unapenda kulipa hongo na kutumia njia za uongo. Una mipango na hata watoto wa kando. Haujui hata majina yao. Kura yako uliuza maini figo, ukakulia hadi dini. Kisha wasema tukuthamini, na wewe hapo hauaminiki. Na wewe hapo haupangiki.
Wapi kidero when you need to slap somebody? Complain ufisadi kwani ulidhani t-shirt 50 bob leso siku ya campaign ilikuwa free? Ni 5 year loan investment, utalipa king ya parliament. We are one, amani we are one. Na utumishi kwa wote, utu missing CCTV we were watching. Racial insecurity na job opportunity ni kama mti ya kibiriti. Side moja heavy, usiniambie Kenya kuna umaskini, kwani hizi fat fingers zinaibia nane? Maskando ina threaten our survival. Media define leadership, na sura ukiaka front page na improve readership. Ambia wase wa Twitter wa hashtag hii ama hash reality doesn't make a good TT. Commission of inquiry wanakula commission bila kutupa ukweli. Ni kubaya baka kukiwa kuzuri, unashindwa nini mbaya? Machozi ya perpetrator ineza dilute damu ya victim ilimwagika. After all is said and done, all will be said, nothing will be done. You're not my tribe, but you're my blood type. Lakini doesn't have to take tragedy to know that.
Sheria.
Yes, very good evening to you. This is a beautiful, beautiful Thursday, the 11th, my God. Watch anyone show, manze. That's a good way to start it. And kuna watu wamecheka kwa studio. Tokeni mwende. Let's try that again. It's a beautiful 11th of September 2025. It's a beautiful Thursday right here. I don't know how your day has been, but my day has been beautiful. It's been such a good day. Got a few things done here and there, and I am just glad to be here at this time. Where are you listening to us from? And for the first-time listeners, Karibu Sana. This is Sheria Dive with me, James WaNjeri. And there's something we never play. Let me play it. Ebuskia, skia. This is Sheria Dive on Power Radio with me, James WaNjeri, where we take a deep dive into the law, discussing all things legal and educating you on how the law impacts your life. Yeah. Ugh, so sexy. Hey, you know what? You've got 2 hours of that just listening to it. But today we're actually talking, we're taking a very serious conversation today as we talk about free speech. And the question I'm asking, guys, is, has social media made us, people who are intolerant? And I ask this because there's a guy who's been shot dead in America. I don't know whether you got a chance to see this, but a sniper took someone out. And of course, America is a land of guns, and that happens more often than not. But the reaction by people online, especially a section of Kenyans online to this guy's death, is what has made me question, hey, guys, have we become inconsiderate? We're going to get to that. Of course, on this show, every time we start this show, we have our featured artist. You get to listen to an artist that probably you don't know about, and even if you know about, at least you get to enjoy music from an artist that you like. And today's featured artist is one Mr. Blinky Bill. If you don't know about Blinky Bill, I'm going to be telling you more about him as we count down 5 of the best from Blinky Bill. But of course, it's also an opportunity for you to share that link. Share that link with somebody who needs to be listening to this voice and this conversation. Remember as well that if you'd like to share your thoughts with us, you can do that on 0748 379231. 0748 379231. You can text, call, or even send us a voice note on WhatsApp. We're going to be looking at that. And our YouTube live chat is open, so you might as well put your thoughts there or your questions, and I'll be looking forward to just answering those. We're also live on X, so use that as well. But for now, this is radio. You didn't come to here listen to me talk all the time. You came for some music. So this is Blinky Bill. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Because I never ever wanted to be typical, and every moment now is critical. Can't promise I'll always be rational when the world all around me going crazy now. I learned to fly high on a broken wing, spit much stronger than the strongest wind. My house is hotter than it's ever been. Chop some trees for some profits, now we count losses. I hope in a lifetime we get some peace. Peace in Africa and the Middle East. I wanna wake up to an awesome breeze. What does it take to be the ones we need?
And of course, that is our featuring Nature. That's by Blinky Bill. And Blinky Bill is a type of guy who goes into studio and he does whatever he wants. Hiyo ni shida yako kama listener. Decide whether you like it. If you don't like it, that's your problem. Fantastic guy. Check him out on the socials, Blinky Bill. And of course, as we always say, we do this so that we can promote our local artists. Please go for their shows. Buy the merchandise off their site and everything else. For now, let's get song number 2 by Mr. Blinky Bill. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Bella, Bella, mbona unimisi siku hizi? Penzi lako lanitia hofu. Mbona unimisi siku hizi? Penzi lako lanitia hofu. Mbona waniona hivi hivi? Bella, Bella, mbona unimisi siku hizi? Bella, Bella, mbona unimisi siku hizi? Penzi lako lanitia hofu. Mbona unimisi siku hizi? Penzi lako lanitia hofu. Mbona waniona hivi hivi?
Feel it every day, aha. Sema kupitia, aha. Sikutarajia, aha. Mambo kuchemka, aha. See it day by day, aha. Kuna gap, ah. Huioni na iona. Kumebadilika, vile naumia. Hata ungejua hauwezi furahia. Ama nkosea na huwezi niambia. Ama umepata mwingine na sijajua. Tafakari tulipotoka, my baby, oh. Na nini unachotaka, my baby, oh. Bella, oh. Maneno mingi sipendelei, wajua tu Nairobi ngori, so nina watu cheka na watu, kumbe ni fees. Ukisurvive, big up yourself. Ka uko live, big up yourself. Mbona kunizungusha, zungusha. Mbona kunitatiza, tatiza. Mbona kunizungusha, zungusha. Mbona kunitatiza, tatiza. Siku hizi Bella,
mbona unimisi siku hizi, penzi lako lanitia hofu, mbona unimisi siku hizi, penzi lako lanitia hofu, mbona unimisi Bella, Bella.
I have to tell you that one of the saddest things that happens to you as a man is, there's always that chick who's just into you, bana. Yani, they'll do anything for you. Yeah, let me tell you guys a story. I used to have a babe like that in Campo. Hey, hata tukwa the same class, but yani, this chick just liked me, okay? This is a long time ago. Of course, I can talk about it. I don't know if my wife is going to ask me questions about this later, but you guys will defend me. Sindio, this babe, I know in campus, I think she was living at home, so she would even pack food, man. Yeah, then over lunchtime, she'd just come and call me from, she was pretty. I mean, with a voice like this, guys, Anyway, Wode manzel kujaga tu akaenda hivyo.
Like, I'm sorry.
And, I'm sorry, man. As a dude, one of the things you don't, and let me tell you, I'm speaking to the ladies here, yeah? Sometimes you can like a guy, this guy is not even paying attention, he's not really doing it. Let me tell you, the day you stop paying attention to him, it's like he goes through withdrawal. Like he's crying, you just don't know. And so, I'm not saying I was crying, I can't even remember her name, that's such a long time ago. But there's always that one girl who just hangs around you, likes you, all those things. Blinky Bill. In that song, Bella is saying, Bella, mbona unimiss siku hizi? He was used to being missed by Bella. Bella, wherever you are, I hope you found true love, because that was toxic, Hanging around people who don't appreciate you, who don't make any effort for you. Guys, do not. Ladies, I'm going to put the ladies here. And also, this thing affects men as well. Some men meet women who just want to take them for granted, And I could treat up on kama you're an option and they have other priorities, Wacha tuseme, we are now in the 9th month of the year. And if by now you're not loving yourself, please, just try and love yourself for the last 3 months of the year. You deserve it, imagine. You're worth it, okay? Hang around people who want to hang around you. Be with people who want to be with you. Go where you are celebrated.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Zimeni bamba, zimeni ukweli wangu wa dhati ndio hii, wanishikisha, zimeni bamba, zimeni ukweli wangu wa mambo ndio hii, wanishikisha.
Nakutamani, nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes. Nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes.
That you want me for real. When your body move, you girl, I know body breathe. I step, pull up the receipt, girl, I pull up the receipt. Mambo ya mapenzi ni kubambana, girl, steady rocking it one by one. I step, pull up the receipt, girl, I pull up the receipt.
nakutamani, nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes. Nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes. Zimeni bamba, ukweli wangu wa dhati ndio hii. Wanishikisha, zimeni bamba, ukweli wangu wa mambo ndio hii. Wanishikisha, oh na na na, show me that your love is real. Oh la la la, pull up slow, real close to me. Nakutamani, nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes.
Blinky Bill bring us to about 5:23 p.m. Hey, I don't know how your evening is going, but mine is going very wonderfully. Very, very wonderfully. Those are 3 songs from Blinky Bill. Let's get song number 4 as we do a countdown of 5 of the best by Mr. Blinky Bill, a Kenyan artist. Fantastic guy, proper range. I think this is someone you'll enjoy listening to if you haven't. So please, go to his socials, give him a follow, find out what he's doing. Go to Spotify and the rest. Go to Apple Music and make sure you stream his music. Kabisa. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Don't you ever compare. Whatever we do is not fair. Play with me, we're not there. Take a picture and stick that on. Oh yeah. Turn it up, come on. Here come the hot step. The underdog bounce back. If you know, then you know it. And if you don't, keep quiet. Never can go. They said they don't rate me. I said I don't care. How can you rate what's great when all you fuck with this damn shit? Twende kazi. Man, toka no jokes. Kama ilipuka naweza kuruka upate kushtuka. Kushuka sishuki. Kupanda na panda. Don't you ever compare. Whatever we do is not fair. Know. Play with me, we're not there. Take a picture and stick that on. Don't you ever compare. Whatever we do is not fair. Play with me, we're not there. Take a picture and stick that on. Who don't know, they gon' know. Fella say that they gon' know. My friend dig below, I don't know. No complication about that. Say who don't know, they gon' know. Fella say that they gon' know. My friend dig below, I don't know. No complication about that. Come on.
Louis, club poppin' in the night. Roll up on my niggas wartime on site. Click in my pants so tight. Life ain't easy when you're black, pushing hype, pop. So I pop, gotta reach. I'ma teach and I listen at the reach. The big homie told me don't worry about the beef, but the beef on my mind and my mind in the streets. Louis, truly, use a keep. Pull up outside of the States at the beat. Baby, mama dream car, still a black Jeep. The Jeep too, but I want a 3D printed sheet whip. Baby, Porsche truck, Lambo, when the doors flip. Whip, big as fuck, 2022 spaceship. Jaw dropping bitch, stuck inside with a facelift. Who basic, who like the fuck rappers in a new crib. Yeah, I'm the life of that body. You like it when I call you my shawty.
That is Compare by Blinky Bill. And now I hope Flows is going to play my favorite song by Blinky Bill. Coming up. Give me the green light. Okay. There's a song by Blinky I really like. And I think the song is Sicko Fiti. Sicko Fiti. Now, why do I like this song? Because I think Blinky does this thing where he communicates what it's like to... He communicates vulnerability in men in a way that I think a lot of men struggle to communicate their vulnerability and the reality of where they are. Because one of the things I hear as a complaint, especially by women, is that these men are not vulnerable. WaNjeri, they don't want to say what's on their mind and all these things. Sicko Fiti is a tribute. So if you're out there, guys, let me tell you, by the way, one thing is this. The reality is that... sometimes everything you're missing is on the other side of vulnerability. And I guess, especially as men, and I talk as one, we often feel like we cannot really trust anyone with our vulnerable stories or with our, our weaknesses. And to be honest, no one wants a weak man. The reality is when a man shows weakness, it's often turned against him, And even when you get emotional and perhaps you cry, people make fun of, why are you crying? You're a man. Where did that even come from? So because of that, then you find a lot of men are closing themselves up and shutting themselves in. There is a post I saw of a guy who ended his life. This post is on X. And, just listening to him and going through his profile, you realize this was a guy who was so brilliant. Like, you just see some of the tweets he's putting out and you realize, wow, why would such a person end their life? But perhaps did he ever have an outlet for him to just speak his mind and to say who he was and how he was doing outside of that X account, Did he have people who could listen to him and not judge him? Man, whatever you are out there, each of you, if you listen to my voice, I hope you find spaces like those where you can just be yourself and where you can speak. I hope you're able to build a community around you that allows you to just be a human being, because I feel like so many times we are acting, and we only stop acting when you put your head down on the pillow. Hey, I know there are a lot of wet pillows out there because guys are tired of acting. Just to let you know this, guys. Life is worth living, and you have to find what makes life worth living for you. And always remember, you can always ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. As a matter of fact, one of the bravest things you can ever do is to actually ask for help. Because asking for help is admitting that, hey, I am not all in all. I cannot do all things. But it's also saying, I am nothing without my community. And isn't that what life is? Life is about finding community, about finding your tribe. So please, don't end your life. And I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know who's listening to this, but please, don't end your life. There are people whose lives are amazing and beautiful because you exist. All right? But I also ask you, don't live for people. Live for you. Live for yourself. Do it for you. And perhaps if you don't feel there's any reason to live for yourself, you need to ask, why do I feel that way? And is it possible for you to actually dream of a new life for yourself and begin to create it? Remember, everything starts with that one step, isn't it? The sages of old said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You just have to make that first one, and then the second one, and then the third one. And don't think about the step number 1,000. Just take the first one and the next one. Focus on the next step. Everything else always works itself out. This is Blinky Bill, Sicko Fiti. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Baby, won't you
hebu songa kidogo, ukieza inama, kisha simama, ukieza elewa, jua sitachelewa, wajua, nakupenda zaidi, ukieza elewa, jua sitachelewa, amina, nakupenda zaidi.
Come close to me, I give you that attention, the right one. Baby, won't you come close to me? I give you that attention, the right one.
Oh me, oh my, not really hard to decide. Everybody groove to the side. You got the sauce and you got the vibe. Make it clap, moto badai. Let me see you bump, I see no lie. Chika, benda, bam, madam. You want a proper fix? Call me. Not by the way, call me. Hit you a Joe, Nikali. Bring it back to Fadali.
Baby, won't you come close to me? I give you that attention, the right one. Baby, won't you come close to me? I give you that attention, the right one.
Nimembo niache mohahe hapa kwa studio because the song I was talking about is by Matata. But you know what? You've listened to Blinky Bill 5 of the best. Listen to this song and tell me if you wouldn't also have made the same error. This is Siko Fiti by Matata. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Take a day at a time, hoping that all of this will be over. And a step at a time, hoping he will show up Nikioma. I've been on a tough road for so long that I need over. My mind game got to be so strong, I fight like a soldier. Long days, long night, a man still see a champ in the mirror. Always gonna be alright, cause mama gave a battle a winner. Life faking it on lemon, it I squeeze, make some lemonade. Now his streets with my demon, I'ma pull up with some grenade. Siko fiti, siko fiti, siko fiti, siko fiti, siko fiti, siko fiti, siko fiti. Siko fiti, 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 siko fiti. be over. And a step at a time, hoping he will show up Nikiomba. I've been on a tough road for so long, Tadanye Rover. My mind game got to be so strong, I fight like a soldier. Long days, long nights, I must still see the champ in the mirror. Always gonna be alright, cause mama gave her back to a winner. Life in Ipalemo, me try squeeze, make some lemonade. Now his streets, me jump my demons, I'ma pull up with some grenades.
His street imejama demons. I'ma pull up with some grenade. I don't know if that's the story of your life, but pole manze. Kama yuko fiti, please look for someone and let them know you are not okay. One of the questions we're asking for today's topic is, has social media made us develop low tolerance for people, especially people we do not agree with? You see, the idea behind social media was that it gives us this big, it was like the village square, a place where we come and everyone has their thoughts and opinions and we all share. And basically, if you don't like someone's opinion, you move on, you go to the next. I don't know how, but over time, we became very polarized. I remember, and I blame Zuckerberg, bro. I blame Zuckerberg because these changes started coming with Facebook. Do you remember those days when on Facebook you'd see everything your friends were posting, you'd see what you enjoy, what you don't? Then suddenly they did something to the algorithm, and now you started seeing people you don't even know. There's content that is being forced on your timeline. You try to delete, inakataa. You try to block, it refuses. Then suddenly you have 5,000 friend requests. You're wondering, who has 5,000 friends? You tell me. That completely changed. And you remember that was also the time where we had that mess for Cambridge Analytica, where Facebook was being used to brainwash people and, polarize them for the elections that were coming up, especially in the UK and also in the United States. Anyway, nowadays, have we become so intolerant? Is it that the space that was supposed to make us more tolerant, the place that was supposed to encourage diversity of views, has that made us more intolerant? Do you think that today we are more tolerant of other people's views, especially the ones that we disagree with? I don't know if you listen to this, have you ever found yourself in a position where unasikia mtu amesema kitu unasikia I just want to smack this person? For many people it's just a thought, but unfortunately what we've also seen is that this goes beyond that. There are people who are actually willing to go beyond that and come, they find you wherever you are and they'll harm you or do whatever they want to you. Today, we're talking about the story of one Mr. Charlie Kirk. This gentleman is an American commentator. I think he was born in 1993. He was, how old is that? That's 32? 30? 93? 20? Yeah, he's about 32, yeah. So this guy was shot dead yesterday in Utah. He had gone to a college to do, he had an event there at the college. And so the world is coming to terms with his death. And one of the things I've observed online has been people who are actually celebrating this guy's death. And the reason for their celebration of this guy's death is that this guy was just saying some nonsensical things, okay? And they're like, yeah, he deserved it. Now, I've sat in this chair and spoken about government and how government wants to control our freedom of speech. For instance, there's a guy who's in court now. Who, apparently, the police are saying, because he posted a photo of a casket and said President Ruto being taken from Lee Funeral Home, they are saying that is a misuse of a technological device. And they're also indicating that he caused panic. You'll recall that since last year when you had the protests and even this year, a lot of people have been arrested because of the things that they've actually been posting online. And we've gone against the government and said, no, this is freedom of speech. You cannot deal with freedom of speech in such a manner. But I want to take it more closer to us and ask, as citizens, are we actually upholding what Article 33 of the Constitution provides? That everyone has a freedom of speech, the freedom to share and impart ideas, the freedom to think however they want to think, within, of course, the confines of ensuring that they're not using that to call people to take arms for war. You're not promoting hate speech. You're not defaming people. As citizens, mimi na wewe, have we become intolerant? That's the question I'm asking. Have you come across those instances of intolerance of people's opinions online? Remember, you can text, call, or send us a voice note on 0748 379231. But you can also send us a shout on our YouTube live chat and on X, where we are also live. For now, let me play you one of the clips by Mr. Kirk. Some of the clips that some people have said, this is not proper. It's not a right thing to say. Do you have it? Is it ready? Listen, this is Charlie Kirk. Let me know what you think.
Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the
you
game.
wouldn't
Play that again. Just play that again. Let's listen to that again.
like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the
you
game.
wouldn't like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Yeah, that's Mr. Kirk. And that's just the beginning, guys, because I've got more clips set up for you. This guy is exercising his freedom of speech. And there are people who have trouble with that. For instance, that comment, part of the argument has been, and it's good we're actually talking about someone who's not Kenyan, part of the argument by some of these groups has been that when you see a black person in those high-level positions, they haven't really earned it. They're just a DI hire, They're just being hired based on the color of their skin because the government wants to try and do something. It's not even about their qualification or anything for that. Hey, let's get some music, and then when we come back, we continue to look at some of the controversial statements that Charlie Kirk has made and ask the question, does this justify for us to celebrate his death so that we are seen as promoting the killing of people for having different thoughts or having different ideas? Keep it right here. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Kanyaga tu mnasonga mbali na yeye, amjali matendo yenu ya mudi, amjali Mungu wenu, mbona kumsahau maishani mwenu upendo ulokuwa wa kwanza, na kiapo mlichokula nyinyi, na kiapo mlichokula nyinyi, maovu yenu, mawazo yenu, na wasimu yageuze sasa, na wasi kwake Mungu Baba, muombe wasamehe sasa. ni mzee wangu Alan Arnold.
That is Masimasika with Subiri bringing us to about 5:52. We're talking about the freedom of speech and whether, as people, and especially as KOT, you know, as people on the social media space, have we actually become intolerant? Have we become intolerant? Are we actually the problem that we're trying to tell the government not to be? You know, you tell the government, no, you cannot arrest people for that. But when it comes to us, are we actually treating each other in a manner that promotes that freedom of speech and that promotes tolerance? We're talking about the case of one Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is an American commentator, and this guy used to go around campuses in the United States. And of course, he's a right-wing guy, so his views are right-wing views, mostly aligned with the Republican Party. He's a Christian, and so of course he had support from that side. But some of the things he said were very, very controversial. Let's listen to something else that Mr. Charlie Kirk said. And you tell me, what are your thoughts?
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. No. What do? I get charity every single year.
I'm like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? It almost creates thought patterns that are not necessarily. No one really cares when it's HR managers. No one cared when it was, just kind of paper shufflers or even engineers. But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
Charlie Kirk.
Joy Reid and Michelle Obama.
Wait. That's Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk had a lot to say about black people. And basically he's saying it's okay if the black person is in HR, if he's a paper pusher, but bro, please don't be a surgeon. And that's a very problematic discourse if you think about it, because what exactly is he saying about black people? And of course, Charlie Kirk was coming from the school of thought that black people who are in some of these positions, doctors, pilots, surgeons, they're only there because of DEI. They've not earned it. There are those who found that comment very, very racist, because they say, then basically you're trying to say that just because of a person's race, they cannot be that good, that they cannot be a surgeon. And I have a problem with that school of thought that suggests that. Someone looks at me because of my skin color and says, bro, wewe kama unapika chai uko sawa, but nikianza kuona ni wewe unafanya accounting, no. You probably don't deserve it. You're probably there only because the government has pushed for you to be there. Well, guys, freedom of speech. And the question is, the people who are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk because he was shot at college in Utah on the university grounds in the middle of one of his campus tours. There are those who are celebrating and saying, hey, the guy is dead, but listen to some of the things you're saying. He's probably better off dead than alive. Is that a stance that we should take, especially towards people who are saying things we do not agree with? Let me know your thoughts. You can use the live chat feature on our YouTube page, and also you can text, call, or send a voice note on 0748 379231. Remember, we're talking about freedom of speech, and the question is, have we become more intolerant? Is it okay for someone to actually celebrate that Charlie Kirk is dead because he didn't care about black people? Let me know your thoughts.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
I dream of a sky where the lights never die down. I'm awake in my sleep and I'm falling to the ground. I want the answers to the questions of the reactions, whether it makes sense or the path is fatal attraction. Is it the whiteness of the cloud or the steam in my mirror? Is it the broken of a glass? Could it be more clearer? 'Cause I feel so alive. No one can stop me even if they try. 'Cause I've been trying much too long. You can beat me down, I'll stay strong. 'Cause I feel so alive.
same tongu kuna venye nimekafunga Ramadhan wese ni sahau Junikingia kwa booth mule boy ukikizo masnia design ya Chucky Chan sota mnikate mguu amwezi ni defeat finya backspace kwa comp wezi ni delete kuja na pinye still amwezi kuni beat na hizo wealth zote mkonazo amwezi kuni reach wanadai mini mskini I need to gain some weight mini maskini my pocket needs to gain weight cause raha wanabonda after raha wanahara wanakonda kangonda mini hustling daily kukula smart make sure nimenona kuliko anaconda sikizwa kiniona ni sura wanakwaga wamebonda hizo mipaka tunazivuka bila bada
no one can stop me even if they try. 'Cause I've been trying much too long. You can beat me down, I'll stay strong. 'Cause I feel so alive. Beat me down, I'll stay strong. No one can stop me even if they try. 'Cause I've been trying much too long. You can beat me down, I'll stay strong. 'Cause I feel so alive. Beat me down, I'll stay strong.
Sheria. So don't let discouragement get in life. Wala sana kuambiaga uwezi toboa. Wala sana kuchekelea. That time that we proved them wrong. Says from the other ways. The future's here. With the best leader. That's the ego to if you're still hating on us, go on cause we need that. It's not banana, baby.
Make a record one more time. You have done so much for me, I cannot tell it all. If I had 10,000 tongues, it still won't be enough to say Hey Mungu unayeponya, ukiponya waponya kabisa. Ujuae moyo wangu, wewe maji ya uzima. What shall I render, hey, to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. Nikupe nini, Mungu wangu, kwa yote we umenitendea.
Yeah, that's us just here. That's Nara. Lakini ni wa Kenya manzi. Kenyans. Why? Wacha niache hiyo story ishi hapo. We're talking about freedom of speech in the context of one Mr. Charlie Kirk, an American commentator who was shot dead. And I'd like you to listen to this clip. We're getting some of the thoughts that people, some of the speeches that Kirk has made that people have thought are very controversial. And it's just to ask, is there a justification for someone to say, hey, thank God that guy has been shot? Because that seems to be some of the idea online. Should we actually have such an attitude, even towards people who use their freedom of speech in a way that we do not appreciate? Listen to Charlie Kirk.
And Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color, but I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action. This is my personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own. I couldn't make it on my own, so I needed to take opportunities from someone more deserving. You know, this is how arrogant Joy Reid and Ketanji Brown Jackson and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee are. They're so narcissistic, they think this is persuasive. They think we're like, oh, of course, that's why we need affirmative action, because you have impressed us with your brilliance. Of course. Oh no, imagine the world without Joy Reid. Imagine the world without Sheila Jackson Lee or Michelle Obama or Ketanji Brown Jackson. They think this is persuasive. They think as they kind of now reveal that I'm only here because of anti-white, anti-Asian forced discrimination policies that turn me into a bitter, resentful activist that hates white people, honestly, through our policy.
Yeah, that is Charlie Kirk talking about the fact that Ketanji Brown Jackson, who's a graduate of Harvard University, and a brilliant lawyer. She was actually a judge. She's taken a white man's job, a white person's job, that if it wasn't for affirmative action and DI, then she would never find herself on the Supreme Court, because I think, according to Charlie, maybe he believes that the Supreme Court is a preserve of white people. Okay? You think you've had all the things that Charlie Kirk can say? More is coming. And the question I'm asking, really, guys, is that when we have people in society who have thoughts like these, okay, and you may disagree or you may agree with them, whatever it is it really right for us then to be the people who come and say that if someone like that has died or has been killed, it's worth it? Should we actually be celebrating something like that? I think there's a real danger we have where people can actually be killed because of the things they say. I am a believer in the freedom of speech and in people's ability to speak their minds and to say what is on their minds. It's now appearing that it's going to be very, very dangerous for people as we head into the future to be able to just speak their minds and to say the things that they want to say. Is that a world you want to live in? A world where you cannot just say what you want to say. Here's another clip of Charlie Kirk. Listen to what he has to say. And he seemed to have a thing against black people especially. So here is Charlie Kirk with another banger. Let's go.
It shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad, it was evil, but what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
Maybe they were afraid. I mean, 4,000 Black men, women, and children were killed in violent lynch mobs.
That's your explanation, but I guess
racial terror permeated American culture for hundreds of years.
Black America is worse than it has been
that
in the last
affected
80 years.
the generational psyche of an entire group of people?
Well, I'm sure it did. I'm not discounting that. I'm just.
Yeah, there's Charlie Kirk saying that, black people had less crime, when they were under slavery and under Jim Crow laws, as compared to now. Compared to now, those guys were better. And of course, when you hear such a statement against a backdrop of what slavery was in the United States and the fact that black people had over 400 years of fighting to be recognized as human beings, you can see why such a comment would catch people the wrong way. Now, one of the interesting things about Charlie Kirk is he always made these statements and he came with facts. He's like, yeah, look at the crime rate. This is how many black people would commit a crime. Look at the situation that is there now. Let's get some music. Remember, I'm looking out for your thoughts. Do you think that as a society we've become more intolerant? First, I have to say for myself, I do not support the death of Charlie Kirk or the shooting of Charlie Kirk or the shooting even of you, even if I hate what you're saying. I think as a people, we cannot kill people simply because of the things that they are saying. But do you think we've become more intolerant, but we are not willing to listen to people who have alternative views, even when those views, they hurt us, or even if we feel like they should not be said in a society that we are in? Or have we become more tolerant? The fact that we can have a Charlie Kirk saying all the things that he's saying, does that mean that society has actually moved forward and become more tolerant? Let me have your thoughts. Remember, you can share your thoughts on our YouTube live chat. And if you'd like to send a text or call or send a voice note, you can do that on 0748 379231. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kila wewe ukinia tukienda zako penzi wewe, kama ni ukweli yale nasikia kwa majirani ya kwa mutakuja kwenda zako, uliniahidi tutakuwa tukijadiliana kama swali yangeleta utata.
We know.
Kwa nini chini unanificha yanayokusinya, lakini unayosema kwa majirani? Kwa nini kando unanificha yanayokuudhi, lakini unayoteta kwa marafiki? Ukiniacha nitalia, ukiangaza kwanza baki naumia. Kama ungelijua uoganilao ukupoteza, ndio nasema baby, nakuomba please baki na mimi. Nasema penzi, nakuomba baki, tujaribu tena, tunayo nafasi ya kuanza tena, tunayo nafasi ya kujikosoa, haturudi nyuma kamwe.
Watu wanasema kama karibuni we unaoa tena, na kwamba nianze kujipanga.
Si ukweli, nimekataa.
Ni tahadhari kubwa kwangu na unanitisha, sijue nimekosea wapi. Uliniahidi kama kila jambo lote la nyumbani ni muhimu kuliweka wazi. Nikukishenge uguma buligi umbabaza, kandu zikungukunda
nanje nakukunda yo.
Nikukikundo kumune umujenya, ukicha matwe ngukunda. nalia, ukiendeza kutabaki naumia. Kama ungelijua uoga ninao kukupoteza, ndio nasema baby, penzi, penzi wangu, nasema penzi, na kuomba baki, tujaribu tena, tunayo nafasi ya kuanza tena. Tunayo nafasi ya kujikosoa, haturudi nyuma kamwe. Haturudi nyuma kamwe. Haturudi nyuma kamwe. Baby, nakuomba please, baki na mimi. Baby, please, nakuomba baki, tujaribu tena, tunayo nafasi. Tunayo nafasi, tuanze tena. Tunayo nafasi ya kujikosoa, haturudi nyuma kamwe. Haturudi nyuma kamwe. Haturudi nyuma, tasonga mbele, tasonga mbele. Tunayo nafasi, tasonga mbele. Haturudi nyuma, haturudi nyuma, baby, baby. Haturudi nyuma kamwe. Haturudi nyuma kamwe. Tasonga mbele.
Lelo ezalaka système ya kapongala, lobi ezalaka système ya couper les calais, c'est-à-dire changement de l'africaine. Papa Fololo, frère Kera, pona bebe atalako. Ayo leo kuna moto, kuna waka, kuna moto, tunakata mpaka chini, tunadanse kada ukili, tunazitupa mikono, tunaburuka kandege, tunazikunda katumbili. Sifu Mwokozi, Yesu Mwokozi, tena kombozi. Coupe de calé, 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 de calé, de calé, de calé, de calé, de calé, de calé. Ale Tobina, ale Tobina, ale Tobina, ale Tobina, ale Tobina, 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 Tobina. Papa Nanga, Tobina, 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 Tobina. Kama umeuona uwepo wake Baba, Tobina. Kama umeuona ushindi wake Baba, Tobina. Papa Nanga, Tobina. Mama Nanga, Tobina. Frere Nanga, Tobina. Tobina nyoso style ya kokati. Tobina, Tobina. Tobina nyoso style ya kubanju. Tobina, 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 Tobina nyoso. Bina nyoso Tobina. Sikoyo de mwezo bango. Bina nyoso Tobina. Sikoyo de mwekiri. Bina nyoso Tobina. Sikoyo de mwezo bango. Bina nyoso Tobina. Sikoyo de mwekiri. Selaka system ya danse ya Papa David. Ari, ataka pakatuka pompe panka katum pakatika ae. Ataka pakatum toliye tokangi demo. Toliye tokangi demo. Arakataka pum pakataka pam panka rakataka kum ha. Tobina. Papa Nanga. Tobina. Mama Nanga. Tobina. Frere Nanga. Tobina. Sere Nanga. Tobina. Kama umeuona uwepo wake Baba, Tobina. Kama umeuona ushindi wake Baba, Tobina. Papa Nanga. Tobina. Mama Nanga. Tobina. Frere Nanga. Tobina. Sere Tobina. Bino nyoso. Bilolo, bilolo. Bino nyoso. Going back, going back. Bino nyoso. Yakana no. Bino nyoso. Bilolo, bilolo. Nzambe, ekitimoto epela. LBDS International. Coupe de calé, 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 de calé, de calé, de calé, de calé, de calé, de calé. Ale Tobina, ale Tobina, ale Tobina, ale Tobina, ale Tobina, 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 Tobina. Tobina. Papa Nanga. Tobina. Mama Nanga. Tobina. Frere Nanga. Tobina. Sere Nanga. Tobina. Kama umeuona uwepo wake Baba, Tobina. Kama umeuona ushindi wake Baba, Tobina. Papa Nanga. Tobina. Mama Nanga. Tobina. Frere Nanga. Tobina. Sere
balokole. Moto, 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 moto.
One of the things I've always wondered is it possible for someone to be extremely right and also to be extremely wrong at the same time? I ask this because one of the things I've observed online has been that when people know you as one thing, it's like they set up in their minds ideas about who you are, who you should be. And anytime they feel like you've walked away from that, okay, if they feel like you've taken a different position, then the stories of being cancelled and all that comes in. We've seen this a lot of times. And one of the things I've seen has been, especially on X, there are people who come and say, but Charlie Kirk is just saying the truth. Black people are suffering in the US. Families are disintegrated. And there are those who say, yeah, but he's also saying as a black person, you're not intelligent. That as a black person, you can't be a surgeon, you can't be a pilot unless you are a recipient of affirmative action. You can't get your way to the top. You've basically bought your way to the top as a black person. And, you know, for instance, his comment about a black pilot is that he's saying if the pilot is white, I don't even need to think about his qualification. But if the pilot is black, hey, are you even qualified to fly this plane? Hata anaweza shuka hiyo ndege. It's possible, guys, for someone to have an extremely correct position or thought or view and also an extremely wrong view. Why do people just have to be one thing? I feel like that's the tragedy of our generation and the tragedy of the social media age, where in a place where we are supposed to come and just speak freely, we also end up boxing people and putting them in boxes. The same box you don't want to be put in, but basically we decide, yeah, where umekuwa, let's say they say, you James, you're a human rights lawyer, okay? So for instance, I cannot go online and say anything that someone considers controversial. Otherwise, they'll say, this guy was just a fake guy, you know? Let's listen to some of the thoughts that Charlie Kirk had to say as we talk about the place of intolerance in today's discourse, especially online. This is another clip from Charlie Kirk.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
Well, that's Charlie Kirk. He'd been asked this question after some students were shot up in a school. And his response, just play that clip again. Now I've given you the context. Kids have been shot in school. This is his response to the question of gun violence.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
Well, Charlie, of course, was a huge proponent of the right to bear arms, which is a Second Amendment in the United States, where every person has a right to own a gun. Okay? And so, Charlie, of course, on the other hand, you'll have people who say, no, we need to control guns. And people, especially on the right, are like, no, the moment you start controlling our right to bear arms, then that means you're now going to control us. And that's the question of guns in America is one I don't even think we can understand as Kenyans, because guns have become so fundamental to the American identity that it's a question that never seems to have an answer despite all the deaths that are going on. Now, Charlie, his opinion is that if we're going to have a few deaths because of guns, it's fine. It's a small price to pay for us to keep our rights to have guns. Unfortunately, he happened to be one of those deaths, shot by a gunman. Just think about the ridiculousness of that reality. That the same thing he was propagating has come and has caught up with him. This is another of Charlie's thoughts on... Just listen to it, and then I'll come back and give you the context.
We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. And Kirk's self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. As we note in the piece, Kirk has previously described Kirk as a hero and a civil rights icon. It's true. I used to be wrong. What inspired Kirk to shift his view on MLK? Why does Kirk think that MLK is a bad guy? When Kirk says that MLK says, quote, one good thing he didn't believe, what does he mean by that? Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right? Once a week we talk about why the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. Yeah, and so it's very simple. So how do you love somebody? You love them so much to correct their error.
Yeah.
And so let's just, take the pride conversation out because people think it's an identification, but it's not. It's just sexual behavior. But it's if you meet an alcoholic or you meet a drug addict, do you affirm their struggle? No. You say, you're better than this. Let's get you free from that. Let's get you free from that activity. Now, we don't know what part Elon is saying is the actual truth. So let's go through this. Again, it's double negatives and misuse of the word disinterested. It's a strange tweet that Elon pinpointed on here. But the first part is absolutely true. Let's go to this. Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. Now, I don't like generalizations. Not every Jewish person believes that. But it is true, the Anti-Defamation League was part and parcel with Black Lives Matter. It is true that some of the largest financiers of left-wing anti-white causes have been Jewish Americans. They went all in on woke, and it wasn't just ADL. It was some of the top Jewish organizations in the country that have done that. In fact, we have seen this with the recent retreat of Jewish donations that are no longer going to be administered to colleges, right? Mark Rowan, Leon Kopperman. Can we get that full list? It's very powerful. The part of the, so that's totally true. And by the way, Tucker Carlson reinforces this. So I'm going to it was quite a day on the internet. Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, of course, Charlie Kirk says Martin Luther King was not a nice guy. It was a mistake to pass the Civil Rights Act in the United States. And some of these conversations, and of course, we cannot really be able to share everything that Charlie Kirk said. If you feel like you want to listen to him more, his content is all over the internet and you can find it. But guys, you'll see why there are black people, and I've seen this a lot. There are black Americans who are like, thank God the guy is gone, because he was basically denying our right to exist. Okay? This guy was denying our right to exist. And even when we exist, he's denying our right to have rights, to be recognized as human beings. But is that a reason to have someone killed, for instance? Is that a reason to decide to take someone's life because of the views that they hold? Because part of the other argument has been that with people like this, they force us as a society to have conversations about things that are uncomfortable, okay? Things that no one wants to talk about. Because the other danger, on the other hand, is, for instance, today, there are things you cannot say. I remember somebody said that if in 2010 you had put a tweet that says, men cannot get pregnant, we'd all have retweeted and laughed and moved on. But if you actually try to say that in 2025, men cannot get pregnant, what happens? You are a homophobe, you are anti-trans, right? Because now apparently men can't get pregnant. And I don't want to get into that conversation and what side of that conversation you're on. But the counter-argument has been people who speak their minds force us as a society to actually have certain conversations. Because the danger as well is, imagine if there are things we cannot talk about. There are things we cannot say. You're not allowed to say anything like that. And I think this has been, for instance, one of the challenges when you talk about anti-Semitism. You know, like, hey, you cannot say that statement is anti-Semitic. And the question is, how did you decide that that is an anti-Semitic argument? How did you decide that's a racist argument? That even mentioning that thing, it cannot be done. Then aren't you, in a sense, also curtailing my freedom of speech? Because I should be able to say anything that I want. Even if you find it offensive, I should be able to say it. And it forces you and I to then have a conversation. Hey, I'm still looking out for your thoughts on this. Do you think that as a society, we have become more intolerant, that we are advanced, we are educated, we have access to all this information, but in a sense, it has made us more intolerant? Or is it that some people are just saying things that are nonsensical and they should not even be allowed to speak anymore? Let me know your thoughts. Of course, you can do that on the live chat, YouTube live chat, but also you can send us a text, give us a call, or send a voice note on WhatsApp through 0748 379231, 0748 379231. Let's get some music and we keep it rolling.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Get down, below now wind your waist to get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down, get down, and get down. Below now wind your waist to get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down. Nashambiwa wendo msupa huku, hii ni ngoma yako mita dance tu huku, nachekelea sinifundishe kidogo, nishike wapi hiyo style ni kwajo? Okay, sana ishika, lakini unapinywa tu nasikia kiu kabisa. Sitwende basi tusie zibebo zote, na maji baridi chuma zengu kwa hot like wow. Hey, 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 maze unani confuse like wow. Hey, yeah, the way you moving your body like whoa. Hey, hey, what? Baby, you got my attention, you're my attention, and get down. Below now wind your waist to get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down, get down, and get down. Below now wind your waist to get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down, get down, and get down. Sana check you for tipsy, kiasi madabo vodo ndio zina check in, basi kila song inachezwa unasema that's my favorite and that's my song. Wakaza coffee you know me kidogo wase wanawika utadua, kwani hii time yote au kujua. Eni mimi madieke matrizi, matrase mwendazimu mchizi. Sa lugha yangu imekuwa tamu aje, tunacheka na mimi sana tu maze. Na hizo drink tatu zote zimepita, kila moja ukisema ni ya mwisho. For the past 1 hour it's been the last 2 songs, lakini si complain turushaniweka song. Na ndani ya jeans zangu we know what's going on, you know what's going on. Get down, below now wind your waist to get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down, get down, and get down. Below now wind your waist to get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down, get down, and get down. DJ nacheza maloko za zamani, kala mashaka na tumetoka wapi? Kitu rap, Mona Lisa na Magisa, no nini twakali zetu kikatika. Kuku dance, kuku dance, kuku dance, everyone kuku dance. Slide, 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 helicopter, 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 helicopter. Mosquito, 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 kadunga, 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 ka Chinese, 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 Chinese. Kangaroo, 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 everyone kangaroo. Sting, 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 and get down. Below now wind your waist to get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down, get down, and get down. Below now wind your waist to get down. Remind me of my phone vibrate and get down. Get down, get down, get down, and get down.
Fun.
funny. Yeah, bitsy, you're funny. Yeah, bitsy, you're funny. Hey, mama, be funny. Bitsy, hey, mama, be funny. Bitsy, watoto be funny. Bitsy, wa baba be funny. Bitsy, hare. Ikane, watoto be funny. Mizani sekera, watoto be funny. Walala, ikane, watoto be funny. Mizani sekera, watoto be funny. Walala, ungudabana bakaba. Ororo, utalabana badaka. Jepiseyona, abana basinda. Mukora chimwena, mujetu batase. Badagadaga, serina. Babona, babona, bisimoti. Badagadaga, serina. Babona, babona, bisimoti. Ikane, watoto bifane. Mizani sekera, watoto bifane. Ikane, watoto bifane. Mizani sekera, watoto bifane. Let's go now. Ikane, watoto bifane. Mizani sekera, watoto bifane. Ikane, watoto bifane. Mizani sekera, watoto bifane.
Asiaire, pamenyere, anabao, padide kuyadena. Viejevi, tekejevo, kamatabe, sikanako, boraga. Namo Kenya, anaare, kere akoro, aiei, menyereni, ananebi ewa. Nagotoma, anakere, kayakoro, sirikare, menyereni, ananebi ewa. Ikare,
Yeah, you know, that song takes me down memory lane. That is Ambassador with Watoto Inkane. Beautiful song. Bring us to about 6:37 p.m. We're talking about the death of Charlie Kirk. And guys, I always tell you, when you talk about America, please remember, America is an experiment that can only work in that place called America. There are so many nuances to American politics and American discourse that you could never, ever understand as a person in Kenya. So even as we do it, we just do it realizing that you don't actually understand what's happening in that country. You don't understand what their history is. So we are just guys on the outside looking in. We have got a few more comments that Charlie Kirk made that were considered very controversial. Let's listen to this that he had to say.
We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. And Kirk self-described...
We got to make sure we're very clear here. That there's no misinformation. So that would be pedophile.
Yeah.
So Muhammad, the greatest man ever to live, the greatest example, was a warlord who married a 6-year-old, raped her when she was 9, and then kept multiple wives.
Yeah.
Think like Jeffrey Epstein with a standing army. That's basically Muhammad, right?
Yeah, those are his thoughts on Muhammad, the founder of Islam religion. Let's get another quotable from Mr. Charlie Kirk. Let's go.
contending what Israel is doing is bad.
So what Israel doing isn't bad. Killing children isn't bad, is what you're saying?
Hold on a second, but you have to go instance by.
Is it or not? I need a yes
Are
or
they
no.
intentionally killing kids? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No, they are not.
So why,
that is
why are there
complete
so
BS.
many dead kids? Why are you okay with dead babies?
Good question. Why are there dead kids? Because Hamas has no
war
care.
crimes
Time
in
out.
Israel.
So you think Israel? Let me get this straight. Let's think how rational it is. Israel sits
Are you
around.
okay with dead
Let me hold on.
babies?
I want to make sure this is okay.
No, I need
Of
a
course,
yes or
I'm not
no
okay
from
with dead kids.
Okay,
Okay,
so
ridiculous.
why
I'm
do
the
you
most
agree
pro-life
with
person. I've
Israel? What
debated for
it's
2
doing?
hours. Time out. Stop interrupting me. Do you think Israel? Do you think Israel sits around and they say, how do we kill more kids in Gaza today?
I mean, so why are they killing kids then?
Exactly. Let's think. Maybe it's because Hamas uses the kids as human shields on top of their military bases. Maybe that's why. Maybe because the people of Hamas have no concern
You are not
for the
okay
life
in
of their
the
own
head
people.
If you really believe that, all right, you gotta be really stupid, man, to actually assume that that's the case.
We have documented cases of Hamas using hospitals, schools, and military installations layered with civilians.
Yeah, that's his response on the question of kids being murdered in Gaza. I think I remember seeing that they had actually documented 50,000 children have died in Gaza as a result of the bombing that has been going on there. And guys, like I always say, remember there are nuances and subtweets and many things when it comes to discourse on what's happening in America, and especially even on the topic of Israel being in there. This is the Charlie Kirk, and I mean, guys, there are people who see Charlie Kirk as a modern day Aristotle, a guy who can come and share his views and his thoughts on the world. One of the things I have seen online that maybe I think as Kenyans we need to think about is, I don't think as a country and as a people we actually have a clear philosophy. Because, for instance, I saw someone post about Charlie Kirk, and I just happened to ask them, why did you post about Charlie Kirk's death? And they said, no, the guy was a Christian. He was saying very good things. And I happened to share some of the controversial things he said, and they were like, oh, I didn't know that. Which means that this person only saw Charlie Kirk as a Christian. And because he's a Christian, then, I mean, he must be a good guy. Because he says he loves Jesus, then surely I have to identify with him. And there's been a lot of fight online about Charlie Kirk and right-wing politics. Most of it, I think, is found in the fact that a lot of us don't actually have a philosophy. We don't know what is our philosophy as Kenyans or what is our philosophy as Black people. Because part of the reality is, for instance, if you look at right-wing rhetoric, and right-wing rhetoric at its finest is actually a declaration that Black people really should not exist. And if they exist, then there's a pecking order and they need to be at the bottom of that order, Yes, right-wing also are pro-life, something that a lot of Kenyans, for instance, are for. Look at the Constitution. Very clear, life begins at conception. So there is some sort of unity of thought in the fact that we believe in that, and the right-wingers also believe in it. But at the same time as well, some of the right-wing proponents have a belief system that puts you at a level where you are less than an animal, So how do you then integrate these two? How do you marry these two? And part of it I understand as well is, if you look at the reason we vote even the way we do, for instance, because to be clear, Kenyan's philosophy is tribe and generational wars is what is at the core of our politics. But one of the things I remember asking people is, our current president, it's common knowledge that he had a hand to play in the 2007-2008 violence, and it was known. And the fact that he went to the ICC and the ICC withdrew the charges, did not acquit him. They withdrew the charges. And you ask, why then did you vote for this guy to be president? And someone will just tell you he's a Christian. That when I put him against Raila, I just realized this guy is a Christian and that's why I'm going to vote for him. And for some reason, the fact that someone is a Christian means that we get to whitewash everything else you don't like about them, and we set that aside. It's a question of development of philosophy for us as a people, that we actually have not taken the time to do a deep dive into the things we believe and why we believe those things. Let me play you another clip here by Charlie Kirk. Remember, you're taking some of the controversial takes just to understand why is it that his death is drawing such sharp reactions from people. Here we go.
We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. And Kirk's self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. As we note in the piece, Kirk has previously described Kirk as a hero and a civil rights icon. It's true. I used to be wrong. What inspired Kirk to shift his view on MLK? Why does Kirk think that MLK is a bad guy? When Kirk says that MLK says, quote, one good thing he didn't believe, what does he mean by that? Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right? Once a week we talk about why the Civil Rights Act was a mistake.
Yeah, those are the thoughts. And the question I'm asking you guys is, of course, we're going to have people in society who have extreme views. We're going to have people who want to have conversations about things that perhaps would much rather keep to ourselves. But is there a justification in, for instance, cheering on the death of someone if they've been killed because of the things that they say? Have we become intolerant to that extent where if you do not agree with me, if we are not saying the same thing, then you might as well be damned and I don't care, and whatever happens to you, I'm going to celebrate it? Is that really the people we've been? Has society become so sharply divided that we are unable to actually realize that sometimes a 6 can be a 9 and a 9 can be a 6? And together, it's a 69.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Genge jina ni bamba mbaya, yani mziki, yani ukisikia ni muziki ya sijui aje, nikanipige ndugu kiasi. Watu mnajua ni aje, kitu yoyote taambia leo utanijibu tu. Maisha yangu tamu squeeze na nrarukia mbaa, lakini mama ukituliza kabla pombe niwe tabidi mwacha kabisa ama naanze kuikunywa. Ona venywele zangu zimerefuka mpaka wataniambia zipunguze. Walikuwa na furaha nimeacha ngoma sababu nimepotea. Ngoma ni mingi, ngoma si na zote zikopoa kama mtelemekiwa mnazi ama imegusiwa. Kengo mina kubamba basi ukatike neke na kushika songwezi sauti ya tenze. Chukua chali yako, chukua manzi yako, mweke karibu sitoke nae. Leo hata sitaki tupe mkono juu mimi nitingishie tu kichwa yako. Sitaki ukatike sana mpaka uvunje mguu, nisaidie tu kuimba. Tutano linishike kabidi nimwachia yao. Best yangu akaanza kubishana nao, akanamazishwa na mambao. Itali yangu jisikia manene ya watu wana huruma hata. Juzi gari ya mafuta ikaanguka, so naangalia watu wakiva. Na machoma kila mali, kachumbari poa lakini ongeze kichungu. Wale wameponea wapeleke osi, watatibiwa na madaktari. Wengine wakuja job wanasema leo hajamaliziwa ile ganzi yao. Usipotibiwa saa utaona tu maisha yako kikuacha. Lakini sio na wasiwasi, tarudi tu baada ya madakika. Hebu niambie upande mwingine nikupoa ama nikubaya hivi? Kumetulia ama watu wanaungua ama watu wanaiva hivi? Nasikia raha so wamechanuka, siku hizi ngoma mbazi sikizi hata pia nasikia round za chinjia manzi sikuizi hata ni mzee wako. Kabla niende kumuona lazima nipige nguo pasi nzipake mafuta na kikishe ngoda safi na kasi matao mfukoni nikiwa na ganzi hata. Leo lazima nijukana nipenda sana ama labda ananichukia. Lazima nijukata za misha yote ama tayekelea. Akikataa naachana naye enda kutafuta mwingine msupa tu. Na najua tapata Kiswahili yangu ni mambo yote hapa kuna cha lugha. After hiyo tunakuta vitu mchana tunatulia.
ninavyoona, vile ninavyohisi, usikae kama mtu anaficha hisia. Huwezi kuficha moto moshi kitokea, ukificha mapenzi wewe unaumia ndani ndani. Nasinda kuelewa ini mwenendo gani, taratibu ni vema lakini siwe kunirushite. Achani kupende mpenzi, achani kuhisi ndani ndani. Nishike mkononi twende mbali kwetu, ingawa mbali uko ni nyumbani takubeba kwetu. Taratibu ni vema lakini kusiwe mwingine. Nieleza kwa nini wewe una hofu na mimi. Nakupenda, I love you, je t'aime. Hakika tazama uso wangu, nimekumbwa na msasa wa kimapenzi. Natangaza wazi hadharani, nakupenda sana, niko na wewe kufana kupona. Achani kupende mpenzi, kufana kupona baby. Achani kuhisi ndani, shike mkononi twende mbali. Kufana kupona ingawa mbali uko ni nyumbani imatena kwetu kwetu. Achani kupende mpenzi, nishike mkononi achani kuhisi ndani ndani. Kufana kupona baby, shike mkononi ingawa mbali uko ni nyumbani. niko na wewe kufana kupona, acha nikupende mpenzi, kufana kupona, acha nikuhisi ndani ndani, nishike mkononi twende mbali wetu, ingawa mbali uko ni nyumbani wetu, takubeba kwetu, imatena kwetu kwetu, takubeba maziwa makuu, acha nikuhisi ndani ndani, nishike mkononi twende mbali wetu, ingawa mbali uko ni nyumbani wetu, takubeba kwetu, imatena acha nikupende mpenzi, acha nikuhisi ndani ndani.
Well, would you look at that? It's about 6:55 p.m. and the day is almost done. Thank you so much for keeping me company and for staying with me on these shows. We had this very difficult conversation. Well, first is to say rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. He leaves behind, I believe, 2 kids and a wife. It's a really nasty way to go, and I hope they actually apprehend the person who killed Charlie. And also just to say that I think we need, as a society, to actually be more tolerant and to allow different thoughts and different ideas. You see, the beauty with talking is that the more people talk, the more also we decide what is worth talking about and what is not worth talking about. There are conversations that will just go because as a people we decide, no. That's not something that we want. For me, it's to always support free speech and to say people should actually be allowed to say the things that are on their mind, okay? And that should be done, but also realizing that your free speech is not unlimited, it's limited. For instance, I cannot sit here and I start calling some people, from a certain part of the country, I'm giving them names and saying they should be killed and all that. No, there's a limitation on your freedom of speech. But to be killed because of the things you say, that is very unfortunate. And of course, we know here in Kenya, people are killed just for sitting in shows like this, talk about human rights. And we tell the government, no, you cannot do that. And in the same way, you can actually disagree with someone and still listen to them. But also, we have to give people the opportunity to have their minds changed. I think that's one of the traits that we've lost over time. The power of changing people's mind. And that can only come through open discussion in a way that honors everyone and in a way that respects everyone. At its core, there has to be respect. Thank you so much for being with us. This is Sheria Dive with me, James WaNjeri, right here on Power Radio. I just want to bring you to your attention that I don't know what you're doing this Saturday from 2 p.m., but let me tell you, cancel it, whatever it is, because we're going to be having Uchungu na Uhuru, a raw, artistic, and unfiltered journey through Kenya's painful past and its victory or search of victories. And of course, we're going to be having some lecturers coming. You're going to be having Gatia, Keith Angana, Honorable the Chief Justice Emeritus Willie Mutunga, Peter Kitavi, and then we're going to be having a photo exhibition by Power 254. And in terms of your entertainment, you have DJs, Healers, Hillary, Hype Master Kibunja, Njoki Karu, live painting by Vict Art, and interactive vendors, debate and games. We're going to be having that debate. So please come ready to debate and to say all the controversial things you want to say, because it's going to be a very safe space. Early bird tickets are 1,000 shillings and front row tickets are 1,500 shillings. This is going to be happening this Saturday, 13th of September from 2 p.m. at the Nairobi Street Kitchen. So please make sure that you turn up for this. And of course, as well, is to let you know that after you're done with that, ukishamaliza hiyo event ya 2 p.m., 6 p.m. on Saturday and 3 p.m. on Sunday, we have a play. I believe this is a play that will be staged at the Alliance Francais on Saturday, 13th September from 6 p.m. and Sunday, 14th September from 3 p.m. called Picture. And this is written by Mohamed Kameja and directed by Martin Kigondo. Of course, you know Martin has a show here where he talks about the theater and the arts. We're going to be starring Lucy Wache, Susan Karani, WaNjeri, Fadhili Kerosi with Michael Ndunda and Suki Wanza. This one you have to watch. This one, just make sure you turn up. Advanced tickets are 1,500. Couples tickets is 2,600. And if you're a group of 5, you get to pay 5,500. But if you appear at the door, 2,500 per head. So you better go to Madfun and get your tickets. Of course, if you want more details on this, you can find them on our Power 254 or Power Radio pages on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now 6:59, and I know it. Oh, you know it. I know it. We hate to say goodbye to each other, but it's never goodbye, is it? It's just see you later.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Time, time, giving you time, 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 giving you time. Give me the bandao, give me the savare. Ganda me take it sulenit kia sotia. Tabi engoma simi singa bayam geve goma sina kilenji jeso alama like onge ayena ine amumi tejeso yanje torit atatuliza bahari hatuta ogopa kamwe tunasonga mbele 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 tunasonga mbele. Many mountains to conquer, many victories to be won. We go carry the goal, there is no stopping. We go carry the goal, go, go. We go carry the goal, there is no stopping. Make we carry the goal, go, go. Make we carry the goal, there is no stopping. Make we carry the goal, go, go. Make we carry the goal, there is no stopping. Gaba, 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 gaba. Equatulagi. Gaba, 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 gaba. Equatulagi. From sunrise